With the things that I feel are most important as far as this mortgage payoff journey for us, it's really just been discipline, delayed gratification. It feels 10 times better to already have that money and not have to worry about it than to put it on a credit card and then have to worry about where that money is going to come from. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I am super excited for today's video because we are recapping September, and not only September but Q3 of 2023. And as I'm filming this video, we're already in October, meaning that we have less than 3 months left of 2023. If there's anything that you plan to accomplish by the end of this year, you have less than 3 months left to do it. So definitely get right on it. It is not too late to accomplish any goals that you have not already achieved for the year. If you are new, our goal for 2023 was to get our mortgage balance to $92,000 by the end of the year, so by December 31st. We are still on track to do that, so we're super excited. So jumping right into what we accomplished in September of this year. Again, if you are new, the minimum that we hope to send to our mortgage every month for this year is $4,500. And we did accomplish that in September. We actually did $4,550. That extra $50 did come from cash back accumulated from credit card usage over the month of September. So any cash back we get, we just have it transferred right to our bank account, and then we use that money to make a payment because clearly we're obsessed with paying on this mortgage. In the month of September, so from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, we did bring our balance from $110,767, and we ended the month at $106,494. Our scheduled payoff did go from August of 2033 to April of 2033. And so that means that we have shaved 17 years off of our mortgage in 3 years, because September was actually our 3-month house anniversary with living in this house and paying on this mortgage. So of course we are looking to have a much sooner payoff than that, but it definitely feels great to know that at the end of the day, if anything happened, we would still have a paid off house within 13 years of moving in, which is super awesome, especially given how young we are. It's just something that would feel amazing. I was talking with my husband just today, like, just think about what we're going to be able to do after we pay off this house. With us sending $4,500 a month, that's $4,500 a month in our pocket instead of in someone else's pocket or being sent to a mortgage company. Whenever there is a 3 paycheck month, we actually send $6,500. Just the thought of not having anything to do with that $6,500 a month and being able to do whatever we want, whether that's saving up for a vacation, saving up for a new car. It's a great feeling just knowing that soon, very, very soon, that money will be ours. And at this point, it's actually less than 2 years away. And you never know, maybe we'll actually pay it off before our goal, which would be September 2025. Maybe we can even get it done by August. We'll see. So with the month of September, we did have $276 that went to interest. $4,279 went to principal. It's a great feeling, honestly. I know that everyone who watches our videos may not be on a mortgage payoff journey themselves, but they might be on a debt payoff journey, and I'm sure that you can relate to seeing that balance go down every single month or every single paycheck. For us, we send it every paycheck. It's a great feeling knowing that we are less and less in debt. Our net worth is going up and up every single paycheck, and the equity that we have in our home as well. So it's a good feeling, especially looking at it. I know with just the numbers that we're going to go over today and just where we would have been at this point compared to where we are at, it's amazing, and I would not have it any other way. And actually, we'll go ahead and just jump right into that. So far in the last 3 years, we have shaved $150,000 off of our mortgage. That is an average of $50K a year. But in 2022, we actually paid $67,000, which is great that we document everything, because I had the nerve to forget how much we had paid last year. I thought it was $64,000, and I looked and I'm like, okay, actually it was $67,000. 3 years ago, we started at $254,000 with this mortgage. We put down 20% on this house. Yeah, so far $150,000 shaved off, which is just, it's incredible. We're so close to just having about $100,000 left. That's just amazing. Knowing that it all comes from us working working and using our income to pay on our mortgage. I know that there's so many people out there who could also be doing the same thing if they want to. I had someone ask recently, how are we paying so much extra to our mortgage? It really just comes down to a few things. We're so dedicated and disciplined, and we've had that in us for years from first having consumer debt and paying that off. We were disciplined at that point. It helps that I have my husband who is so willing to go with the flow and do whatever needs to be done in order to get our mortgage balance down. We're both working towards the same goal, and it's something that we both want so much that we're willing to do whatever we need to do to get there. So it definitely helps having you and your significant other who's working on this with you on the same page. If we weren't on the same page, things would be very difficult to be trying to pay off a house that we were both living in, that we both purchased together. So that's definitely one part. It's just us being on the same page. Us first paying off our consumer debt definitely helped a ton. We would not have the money that we do at our disposal, like the amount of our income that goes towards our mortgage. If it's something where we had other debt, we would not be able to pay as much as we do. Like, I know October 1st, a lot of people's student loan payments became due again. Thankfully, that's something that we paid off over 4 years ago. So it's just not something that had to come back up for us. Thankfully, that's not to brag about our situation compared to anyone else's. It's just that's how we did it. It's really just factual. So right now, if we had paid the minimum payment this entire time, the last 3 years, technically our first payment was due November 1st. So if we had paid the regular amount of money, our balance right now would be at $237,227. Our balance started at $254,000. So we would not even have shaved $20,000 off of our mortgage yet in the 3 years that we've been here. Comparing that to where we're at right now is amazing. Over $130,000 less than where we would have been. Now, when it comes to interest, as you all probably know, when you first start paying on your mortgage, majority of that payment is going to interest because you got to pay the bank back first. And it was actually almost 2 years ago where we crossed over that threshold from paying most of the payment to interest and then paying most of it to principal. It was about 2 years ago when we passed that point. The monthly interest right now, if we had paid the minimum this entire time, it would have been at $594, and instead it is over $300 less than that. Now, when we first started paying on this mortgage, again, most of it was going to the interest, but we were paying $635 to interest. So in that amount of time, 3 years later, the amount that our interest would have changed would have been just about $40 less. I'm not with that. I'm very happy that we are paying over $300 less. Like, I just feel so thankful for that. And knowing that very soon, like in 2024, God willing, we'll be hitting the 100 range of how much interest we're paying each month is crazy. If there's nothing else that gets you excited about trying to pay off your house, just look at how much less interest you're paying. And like I said at the beginning, our loan originally would have ended in 2050, but instead at this point it is set to end in 2033. And does everyone have to be as extreme as us and pay their house off in 5 years total? Of course not. But paying a little bit extra still takes you a long way. It still saves you money in the long run. For the life of your loan, it'll still save you a ton of money. Even if you're paying an extra $100 a month, you're still going to pay your house off sooner than you were planning to. I just feel like that's worth it. I know a lot of people don't consider their mortgage something that they need to pay off early, but us in our household, we still consider it debt. We still consider it something that we don't want to have. So we are working actively to pay it off. And to talk a little bit more about interest and how much interest we paid in September, like I had said, we paid $276. Quarter 3 as a whole, $863 went to interest, which, comparing that to the beginning of the year, when we started this year, quarter 1 of this year, we had paid $1,073 to interest. And then we had paid $977 in quarter 2. And then in quarter 3 being $863, it seems like it's going down about $100. In quarter 3, we actually were able to make a payment based off the extra money that we had paid towards our payment in June. So like I said, 3 paychecks a month, we're sending an extra $2,000 as long as we can. And so that extra payment made it so we paid even less interest the following month. So that's why I'm going to say we got to $863 in quarter 3. Now, so far this year, we've actually paid in interest $2,915 in total. If things keep going as they've been, I would expect in quarter 4 we'd pay $100 less in interest for that quarter, which would put us at about $760. Our next 3 paycheck month being in December, we're not going to pay that lesser interest until January of 2024. So adding up how much I project us to pay in interest in 2023 would be $3,675. That's adding up how much we've done in quarter 1, 2, and 3, and then projected in 4, and comparing that to last year in 2022 when we paid the $67,000 to the mortgage, the amount of interest we had paid was $5,472. So I love seeing how much the interest goes down year over year, like $54.72 compared to $36.75. It's just super exciting. I mean, does anybody else get excited about interest going down? Like, that's so exciting to me because you're directly seeing how much your hard work is paying off, not only after every paycheck, but going back and looking at the numbers, you see how much it goes down. I know in 2021, it was in the $7,000 range. So on average, it's going down close to $2,000, $7,000, then $5,000 range, $3,000. I can't even imagine saying this, but imagine it being in the $1,000 range next year. Woo! So July, August, and September, we paid $14,180. We are not playing around, as you guys can see. One thing that just has me so hyped, and I know I keep talking about this probably in every video, us getting so close to 5 figures. Like, we're expecting next month actually. So like I said, as I'm filming this video, it's October. In November, we're expecting to hit 5 figures at that point. Super excited. I just feel like if we do the same thing, like if we pay $4,500 a month again in 2024, it would take us about 2.5 months to go down $10,000 in our balance. Just thinking about where we'll be at the beginning of 2024 in comparison to the end, it's just so close. It's so close. So yes, $14,180 paid in quarter 3. We brought our balance from $119,810 to $106,494. So to recap quarter 3, as far as some expenses, I'll go over some of the biggest things that we really were super proud of accomplishing in quarter 3. As you guys remember, we bought our couch. We were super proud of that because we saved up while paying down this mortgage. We were able to save money to pay for a couch we feel like we've been needing for a very long time. So we finally did that. It's hard because that's just an example of delayed gratification, and sometimes you just have to wait when you're on a mortgage payoff journey and paying for things that you want, whereas typically the norm is to just go out and buy it and finance whatever you need to do. But with us, we planned to wait as long as we could to get a new couch, and so we had the money. And if we didn't have the money, then we just felt like we just didn't need it bad enough. But we did save up as much as we could to buy that couch. I also got a bonus from work that we used for the rest of it. That we took about $800 from that bonus to put towards the couch, and we did save up and buy that. Another thing that we were finally able to do, which we've been wanting to do for a very long time, is open a 529 for our kids. We put $100 in each one for each of them. I know that's not a lot, but at this point, how we felt was just we want to get it started, and that's exactly what we did. At a later time, or if we have some extra money, even after putting towards what we put towards the mortgage this year, maybe in December during that 3 paycheck month, we definitely will plan to add a little bit more if we can. But if not, that is okay as well. The main thing for us was just getting that started. And I also want to take a little bit of accountability. I know at the beginning of this year, our plan was to eat out twice a month for the entire year. As you guys know, quarter 3 for myself was also met with struggling a little bit with my mental health, and something that I definitely find joy in is eating delicious foods and eating what I want to eat. So honestly, I don't really have any regrets with that. I know that that was something that I set out to do as far as a goal, at least for myself, was to not spend a ton of money on eating out, but it didn't turn out that way. We did end up doing it for half of the year, for 6 months. So for me, that's good enough, and I'm thankful for that. I know another thing I didn't want to do is buy any clothes this year, and I really haven't done that either, except for like $8 left of a gift card that I had used to buy something. So basically free. If you guys have any questions for us as far as our mortgage payoff journey, things that we're doing, definitely leave it in the comments below. With the things that I feel are most important as far as this mortgage payoff journey for us, it's really just been, like I said, the discipline, delayed gratification, waiting to buy things, especially if it's not something that's super urgent that you really need. Just wait until you can save up and pay cash for it. It feels 10 times better. to already have that money and not have to worry about it than to put it on a credit card and then have to worry about where that money is going to come from to pay off what you already bought. Like, interest rates on credit cards are out of control. They have the nerve to send us credit card offers in the mail, and it had a 30% interest rate after the introductory period, which is absolutely insane. To my knowledge, that's the interest rates for payday loans. So if you guys are paying on 30% interest rates on your credit cards, please pay it off as soon as possible. If you need help, reach out to us and DM us on Instagram, and I would help you make a plan to pay off those high interest rate credit cards. They're crazy. But thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you in our next one.